where the bad pianos start to show. Keys all out of tune, just watch them go. Welcome to Adam and Joe talking nonsense on the Outside Scoop podcast show.
Episode 16.
Episode 16. Now
Now.
of the Outside Scoop. I jumped the gun there. But I have got moments and thoughts to be said and had
Yeah.
with you,
Oh dear.
Judas.
Judas. Hang on, you did feature in 15 for...
Well, only because I walked in and caught you basically cheating on me.
Well, you shouldn't have gone out.
Well, I had pet-related problems.
You had
so
you had things to do.
I had issues, man.
And I had half-hour gap in my busy schedule.
In his busy schedule.
And I thought I'd interview somebody.
Wow, I like it. I like what you're doing. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Sorry I took the initiative, Adam. I should have cleared it. I should have cleared it with you first.
No. Well, I mean, you should have cleared it with me, yes. But the initiative was good. That's. I like what you did.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to listening to it because I don't know what you've talked about.
Oh, yeah, you get to listen to
I get to
your
listen
own podcast.
to my own podcast for the first time.
And not cringe because you're hearing your own voice.
I hate my own voice. I mean, I know you all hate my voice, and
Yeah.
I hate my voice.
Yeah, you
So
really don't like your voice,
I
do
really
you?
don't like
Yeah.
my voice. I think
Yeah.
it's the
I don't
worst.
love my voice, but I don't like...
No,
you cringe, don't you?
physically withdraw
Yeah.
when I hear my voice. Yeah, hate it.
Disassociate.
Yeah. I go into that sort of like, the void.
Yeah. This isn't me I'm listening to. This isn't me.
Which is really hard work when you do stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
So all you do is listen to your own voice
All you do.
over and over again.
Yeah. So I had a funny thing over this weekend. It's so we're mid-spring, late spring, not early summer yet. Late spring.
Late spring.
Late spring. Paddleboarding season.
Lovely.
Yeah, we're back into the
I
paddleboarding.
am keen for a paddleboard.
Yeah, and I think we both went paddleboarding this weekend.
Yeah, separately.
Separately,
Separate
yeah.
occasions, but...
And I went. I did Buttermere and Crummock.
Nice.
Buttermere was a little cool. Crummock's a smaller lake, and it was warmer.
Shallow, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's shallow. So that was a bit. I'll say bathwater. It was warmer than Buttermere the day before, and so out paddleboarding again, getting right back in, and I have to say that I think I'm a man that is in the market for
Here we go.
a handbag.
Oh, a hand, like a man bag, even.
So I been using this over the weekend. It was
Do you know what? I wonder what this little bum bag was about. I've been looking at it on your desk for hours. I thought that can't be his.
It was a present given to me by my wife because
My wife?
The funny story is that I think it was sort of early on when we met and I was around her house with the parents and whatever.
Just for reference, Gemma, I quite like it.
And
I just didn't see it as a Joe item.
and I think we're talking about America or something. And then I made a reference to a fanny pack.
Oh, the fanny pack.
A fanny pack in front of her mum and dad.
Yeah.
Gemma died. So I said fanny.
Oh, funny.
So she died. And I'm like, what? You know,
That's what they call
you
it.
lot are talking. They were talking in Americanism. So
Yeah.
they were referencing, I don't know, pants and
Yeah. If you're talking about trousers, you immediately go to the fanny pack.
yeah. So anyway, so I referenced that. And that was a couple of years ago. So I think at Christmas or birthday or whatever it was, she got me this what we call a bum bag.
Yeah.
In England?
Yeah. Bum bag.
I call it a fanny pack now because it's just a bit of banter.
It's funny, isn't it?
And I've used it on occasion as a joke when I'm in my touristy mood. I'll
Full banana suit.
banana suit, bum bag,
You lot will learn about that
flip-flops.
one day.
Yeah, and I'll get it out. So anyway, this weekend I actually use it seriously because I'm wearing swimming shorts, no pockets.
No pockets.
I've got
Well,
my
there are
wallet.
pockets, but it's going to fall out.
Yeah, I've got my wallet, I've got my keys, I've got my phone, I've got a few other bits and pieces. And normally I just chuck them somewhere in the bottom of someone's bag
And
or
hope.
and hope I don't lose any.
Although we do have a throwing them in the bottom of a bag story that we'll come to one day.
Yeah. Quick. So I was like, oh, get that out. Get the fanny pack out. and I've just used it all weekend.
Really?
Been down the shops with it. Everything's in there. It's not in my pockets, because when you've got your swimming shorts on, they're a bit loose, aren't they? And if you fill your pockets up, they start falling down, and you put whatever put in your
Before you
trousers.
know it, your vegetables are on show.
Yeah, and although some people appreciate it, most people don't, and you can get arrested.
Most people don't want to see that. Yeah, apparently it's frowned upon.
And I've just been using that, and I said to Jimmy yesterday, I think it's time I got myself a handbag. I can see why women use these things now.
Wow, that is a powerful move,
Yeah,
Joe.
it's not all in my pockets.
It's a big decision to make as a man.
So I've been carrying this around, and it's.
You're keen for it.
Well, look, it's got everything in it. It's got everything in it.
For those, well, none of you have seen it because we don't record them, but it's got it's a black pouch.
Yeah.
The size of, I would say, half a piece of A4 paper.
Yeah.
It's the full height of a piece of A4 paper wide.
Yeah.
And half of it tall.
Yeah.
And it's got two little, I would say, handy go pockets on the front.
Go pockets.
Yeah.
Zips.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh, go on, give them a bit of ASMR. Oh. Hopefully you heard that. Yeah. Looks like a useful piece.
Yeah. I mean, I've got my sunglasses.
Nice.
I've got my wallet.
Wow.
I've got, because I can now, a Leatherman.
The thing is, a Leatherman under 30 mil,
Yeah.
so you can carry them
So that's now in there.
in the UK.
I've got my keys.
Look at that, your big stupid bundle of keys.
And I'll have my phone in there. And normally, all that sits in my pocket.
Yeah, and that sits in your pocket, and it's no wonder why you lose your keys and your wallet and your phone every 15 seconds.
So there we go. Fanny packs
Like it.
are in.
I like it. Yeah, I did sport a man bag for a while.
Yeah.
My dad, I think he still sports one.
Yeah.
My dad has one mainly because he's diabetic, so it carries all of his paraphernalia
Yeah.
to keep him alive. But I did for a while. I went for a fishing tackle bag. It was a lead bag that I went for a while.
Yeah.
The problem I had is I found I filled it up with crap. I filled it up with stuff I didn't need.
Yeah.
So, yeah, after a while I kind of disbanded that and went back to the phone, wallet, keys in my pocket.
Yeah.
And, regretted it ever since, I think.
Get your man bag back.
I think I might have to. I think I might get a bag more suited to a different hobby, though.
Yeah.
I'll see, there's going to be a bikey one out there or something, isn't there?
Carry around some side panniers or something like that.
So, like two great big panniers.
Yeah. Panniers, not panniers.
Well, probably, I'll probably go for like a little. I have got a little tank bag, but
Yeah.
looks a bit like a sanitary towel, to be honest.
Needs to be rugged and manly. So, what are we again? Episode
I forgot. 16.
16.
Yeah, 16.
And we're going to pick up where we left off with fishing.
Fishing.
I think we said, didn't we?
So, I think the last time we spoke about fishing, we were leaving. Well, GTS tours had happened.
Yeah.
So we'd been out there, 14 years old. Couldn't it was just the best time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The best time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great time. I think I skived off school that week. I didn't hand in any holiday forms or anything like that.
We didn't hand in any holiday forms. We just didn't turn up for a week. Although we were doing what's it called, Duke of Edinburgh Award.
Yeah.
And we did tell the teachers who were involved with the Duke of Edinburgh Award, we can't do a camp this week, we're going fishing. And they just went, yeah, okay.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, no,
Nobody seemed to care. And if anything, everybody at the school, including all the teachers, just assumed we were going fishing.
Yeah.
It's like they knew it was coming.
Everyone assumes that there had been permissions. The permissions had been sought.
Yeah.
And it was all above board.
Yeah, and nobody knew anything about it. We just didn't turn up for a week.
Yeah.
We didn't, because we were in the same tutor group, weren't we?
Yeah.
And Mr. Crab.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one, wasn't it? Mr. Crab was the one because our school was split into two blocks.
Yeah.
Lower block was Mr. Crab. Who was upper block in the? Do you remember we were in the cooking room?
Was it H. Hudson, Harrison, Mr.
I can't remember. We spent so little time with him.
I don't remember.
Don't remember. Anyway, he didn't even say anything when we got back.
No. Yeah. Oh, you're back now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're here. Oh, okay.
Carry on.
Yeah.
So we're back. Yeah, back from GTS. Our first
from
trip
GTS.
to France, and we had a whale of a time.
So good.
We caught loads of fish. We're telling everybody at school about it, and
Yeah.
I think the more you talk about fishing, the more you realise that quite a lot of people fish.
Well, quite a lot of people fished, but you and I got a lot of people into fishing,
Yeah.
didn't we? There was a lot of people who, oh yeah, fishing,
Yeah.
blokes.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no girls doing it. It was
Yeah.
all boys. But yeah, there was a lot of people who started fishing after we brought it to everyone's attention.
Yeah. And just like, look at the fun that you can have,
Yeah.
or whatever. So
You
we
should be having anyway.
Yeah, we took. I think that year, did we go fishing on my birthday down Doggets?
Middle of winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, and so Richard
Is
Rowe,
that when we froze?
Sean Goldsby,
Aaron
Aaron.
Parsons. We probably shouldn't be saying surnames, but
Oh well.
if any of you are listening, hi. Hi.
So
Hope you're doing all right.
we went fishing Doggets middle of winter, and it must have been, if it wasn't below 0, it was 0,
Yeah.
and it was just the best time of my life. So use a bivvy which I got off your dad for £100. I think it was
That was that giant.
yeah.
Not Tempest, was it? But it was a giant one.
Yeah.
Do you remember he sold you the bivvy?
Mm.
But you had to buy your own storm poles.
Yeah.
Storm poles were like extra poles that went on the front of the bivvy that...
Held it up.
Well, it basically held it all together, didn't it? My dad didn't give him the storm poles.
No, but I think
they were
that-
the most expensive part of the bivvy.
I think your dad had good storm poles though, didn't he? They were
he
like,
would have bought real ones. Not
Yeah,
not stainless. Well, not steel bloody. Yeah.
Chinesian ones from
No,
Argos.
he wouldn't have had that. He'd have had real ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
think they were Nash, come to think of it, but
There would have been something like that, wouldn't they?
yeah.
So so go birthday, go down Doggets. Not prepared at all. No water, no food.
We did borrow my dad's petrol stove.
Yeah.
When I say borrow, full quotation marks. He didn't know. To the point where, do you remember we didn't know how to use it?
Yeah, like how do you turn this thing on?
We had
Yeah.
no idea how to use it. We're like, there's fire in there.
Yeah.
We don't know how to get it out.
Man, have fire. Man, have fire. So, and we spent quite a lot of time fishing Doggets, I think, because it was just like a...
It was the closest place that wasn't a park,
Yeah.
wasn't it? You had Shoebury Park, Priory Park. Well, really, they were the only two.
Yeah.
But to get to Shoebury Park, it was just as easy to go to Doggets,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
And it was easy for your dad to drop us off there because you could just park up the end of the farm track.
Yeah, there's no parking restrictions or anything.
And we'd get off and you'd have to walk down this,
Just like a
it felt like miles.
30-mile track. Just kept going.
It's probably only 5-minute walk now.
It's probably
but,
not even that. It's probably 200 yards.
But when you're carting everything down there with
do
you.
you know, I remember one day, because we're kids, this was
Yeah.
great. On this track, it does tie in. On this track, and you'd bought 2 brand new bank sticks. Because every time we went fishing, we would buy a thing,
Yeah.
wouldn't we? We would, add into the collection, I'm going to buy this today. And you bought 2 new bank sticks. And I don't remember which mate it was, but one of them said, throw it in the field. And you just did.
Oh.
Do you remember?
I remember that.
You just threw it in the field. And I'm like, you got to go get that now. You know that, didn't you?
Yeah, I remember that.
And you spent 40 minutes looking for this, but you found it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just spent 40 minutes looking for this bank stick.
I remember who it was now.
Who was
And
it?
because we're not naming names, I forgot. I'm not going to say.
Oh, there we go.
The prick. So,
But he said throw it in the field, and you just did.
Yeah.
And I saw this bank
Yeet.
stick, and I was like, "You're gonna regret that."
got chewed up by some combine harvester later in the year, didn't it? Probably.
No, you found it.
Did I find
No,
it?
you found it.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. You found the bank stick.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I remember throwing it. I don't remember finding
No,
it.
you did find it. You changed that memory to a good memory because you found it.
Yay.
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 Yeah,
Problem
no.
solved.
You definitely found that bank stick.
So yeah, we go down there a lot. Long walk down this farm track to the lake, and then, I mean, in my memory, the lake is acres, huge, but I know it's only a pond.
Barely a pond.
Yeah.
And it was the deepest point. Averagely, that lake was about 3 foot deep.
Was it?
Yeah, it wasn't deep at all. But the deepest point, quite interestingly, was... Do you remember the big swim that we always used to grab? Because
The
we
first
could-
one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we could all just sit there together and muck
Yeah.
about, couldn't we? Do you remember there was a bush, and then beyond that was a little swim with the island quite close opposite?
Yeah. Yeah.
And my dad used to camp up there when he took us fishing.
Yeah.
We did some tench fishing Do you remember tench fishing
Yeah.
there with me dad?
Yeah.
And we were fishing with a great big long drop from the float, like 8 foot or 9 foot it was,
Yeah.
because that was the deepest part of the lake. And it was like 8 foot deep. And
Yeah.
do you remember just whipping out these tench
I
for
remember them. Yeah.
hours on end? It was great, wasn't it? It was just great fun.
Yeah.
It's one of those memories that have stuck.
And I remember one of the tensions that your dad pulled out, and I remember you going, "How big is that? Is that a world record?" I remember you
Really?
going, "Is that a world?" It's like 4 or 5 pound tench, and you're like, "That's got to be a world record. That's got to be a world record." and then your dad went, "Nah, biggest tench is like 12 pound or whatever it was."
Whatever it is. 'Cause yeah, actually, no.
But you thought it was like the fish.
Well, they were massive tench, though,
Yeah.
weren't they? They were the biggest tench we'd ever seen.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And it was good fun. So we go down Doggets a lot. We do a lot of night fishing there. We did the night fishing at Doggets, didn't we? And then we did day tickets elsewhere.
Well, we would tend to... Hang on, I better move this closer. We would tend to... The day ticket stuff, we'd go down like Priory Park. And we would go to Shoebury Park
Yeah.
for a bit of day ticket stuff, wouldn't we? But you're right, we would definitely go...
Anything
Doggets.
we could get there on a push bike, we'd day ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, but Doggets, yeah, my dad took us most of the time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or did he take us every time? He probably took us every time.
Yeah, it took us, well, no other way of getting there.
Well, we rode a push bike, but it was just that bit further.
Yeah, and because it'd be where we'd go there overnight.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
down
we
there.
always did overnights there.
And we didn't just do the carp fishing there, although it took over most of our fishing career, if you like.
Yeah.
We also spent a lot of time down Southend Pier, not catching fish.
We did a lot of sea fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I think we did a lot of sea fishing because, quite frankly, it was cheap,
It was cheap.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so much cheaper than because you don't pay to. Oh yeah, we had to pay to get on the pier if the gate wasn't open.
Yeah.
I mean, if the gate was open, we just used to whop it. Well, not
Yeah.
even whop it. We used to walk in and wait for someone to shout at us,
Yeah.
didn't we? But
That was only a couple of quid, weren't it?
it was like 180 for the train at the end, wasn't it?
But the thing is, so we lived, how far away from the seafront did we live? 2 miles?
Yeah.
2-3 miles? Something like that.
It
So
wasn't far, but it was a walk.
So we walked down there with all our gear.
All of it.
For whatever reason, we never took our push bikes. We took our push
No,
bikes
we did
from...
once.
Did we?
Yeah, we did once. We because we got down there and went, we can't take bikes on the pier.
Okay.
What
so
do we do?
walked.
Do you know what we did with them?
Put them in the arcade?
Yeah, we took
Yeah.
them to your dad's arcade,
Yeah.
and he put them in the corridor for
Yeah.
us.
So we stopped doing
Being
that
your
then.
dad, he weren't happy.
So did that. But yeah, we'd walk down there, all our tackle. But the thing is, sea fishing, you take one rod reel and a tackle box, don't you?
Yeah,
Tackle boxes are huge though. They're seat boxes, so they're always really awkward to carry. Always
thing is
constantly
that my dad
bashing you.
said to us, if you're going sea fishing, use the sea fishing gear because
Yeah.
we're like, yeah, we got our own bits, but when it came to the sea fishing gear, my dad he had sea fishing gear and it
Yeah.
was for everyone to use.
Yeah.
So we took every single piece of sea fishing gear we could get our hands on. It was only one rod and reel each,
Yeah.
but tackle-wise, it was ridiculous,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
kilos and kilos and kilos of stuff.
Yeah.
So hauling that down there, and anyone that knows Southend, it kind of slopes off into the sea. Doesn't it? Like we got main residential parts, which are what 150 meters above sea level, 100 meters above sea. I don't know, but
Probably 50, 60 metres above
Yeah.
sea level.
so and then you got this like gentle hill, if you like,
Yeah.
or slope down to sea level.
Yeah.
So walking down there is fine.
Walking home was all... Because you'd also been fishing and exposed at the end of the
Yeah.
pier all day at this point.
We never went on a warm day.
It was always horrible. It was always miserable.
So you get to the pier after doing 2 or 3 miles already, carting all this stuff, to then walk a further mile and a half or whatever it is.
Mile and a third, I think.
Yeah, to get to the end of the pier,
Yeah.
to then fish and not catch anything because
Did we ever catch?
No.
We must have caught.
no, I don't think we got a thing.
Did we not?
No, but I want what fishing's about. Fishing's not about catching;
Fishing's not about the catching,
it's about the friends you make along the way.
It's about the stories you tell.
So we did that for a while, didn't we?
Yeah, it was great fun. It was great fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed going up the end of the pier.
yeah.
I don't remember what fishing gear we had though.
Well, I remember I bought a pier rod eventually, which I still got.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, pier rod and reel. And I've still got the pink monofilament on it from
Oh, really?
That's
funny. That's funny.
from all those years ago. It's the yellow one with the yellow tip on it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that
yeah,
rod.
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Um,
I had because my dad had a load of uptide rods. Do you remember? Well, we've actually since used them
Yeah.
again. But my dad had a load of uptide rods that I seem to remember using. I do have a Shakespeare ugly stick, I think it's called.
yeah.
And it's a boat rod, is what it actually
Okay,
is.
yeah.
And it's actually quite a nice rod. Floppy as anything.
Was
It's-
it?
Yeah, quite a soft rod, but it's a lovely rod.
Yeah.
I like it, you know. But it was my first sea fishing rod, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah. And then we'd so we do that, and I think we did that during the close season, didn't we? Because that was when fishing had a close season.
Fishing doesn't have, because it's not. I don't think it's like enforced, is it? A closed season.
I think it's
Not
optional.
anymore,
It's optional.
But, yeah, but there were definitely, when we were kids, there was still the closed season. You couldn't fish between, was it March to May?
Whatever it was.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to fish then.
So we go sea
So
fishing
we'd go sea fishing.
and not catch anything.
And not catch anything there as well. We haven't caught a lot of fish.
No.
Just been fishing
Just
a
been
lot.
fishing a lot. Hours and hours and hours, days and weeks.
Yeah.
So then when the season, we'd build up to the season, wouldn't we? We'd be like, oh, the season's coming,
Yeah,
the season's
going
coming.
to be opening soon.
We'd sort of plan our first fishing trip, whatever it would be. And then I remember getting into cooking particles at home
Oh my god.
and making and preparing bait.
Oh my god.
I never went as far as like you lot did with making boilies.
Yeah, we made boilies, but we made boilies under my dad's supervision.
Yeah.
Because my dad knew how to do it, but the particle.
But I'd cook
We
particle
found
at
out-
home.
So with the particle, it's basically bird seed and hemp seed
Yeah.
and maize.
Yeah.
They're the bird seed is just a mix of seeds that you'd get from the shops, exactly as it sounds. But we found that you'd go and buy a bag of ready to fish with hemp, and it'd be, I don't know, £5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so ready to fish hemp is the pre-cooked stuff, isn't it?
Mm.
So you could there's a couple of options. You got frenzied hemp,
That
which
the stuff in
was
the tin, wasn't
yeah
it?
dynamite baits, and that was like the dog's
The stuff to
doodahs, wasn't
have.
it? Because you had dynamite bait, you were supposed to be
fishing.
catching. You had
Yeah.
what did they have? They had the hemp
They had the
seeds,
corn.
tiger nuts. I love tiger nuts, corn, and a few other bits and pieces. And then you could also just buy some Mickey Mouse off
Yeah,
the
it's
shelf.
just because all these seeds come dry,
Yeah,
and somebody prepares them.
yeah,
Well, Bait and Tackle, as you'll remember from the previous episode, they were selling dried seeds, weren't they? And we went there like, bloody hell, you can buy. It was like 25 kilos of hemp seed for £8 or £9.
yeah.
We couldn't believe how cheap it was. So you literally went and bought a bag of it immediately.
Yeah.
And we ruined every pot in your mum's kitchen.
Takes hours to cook, doesn't it? It's not 10 minutes on the stove.
We ruined the smell of the house. It was terrible, wasn't
Hemp.
it? We
Hempy.
ruined the smell of your house, ruined every single pot. Because when you boil hemp, it gets like a foam
Yeah,
that then just glues itself to the pot,
yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah. Just choose it. Just gets
into it.
Just gets into it. So spend time making the hemp, storing
Yeah.
it, using that to fish with, and I spent quite a lot of time trying to make dips, getting into like glugging and dips, and
That was the thing.
trying to just doing different things, and I'd use whatever I could get my hands on to make something to soak bait into. And because we were kids, we had no money, so we couldn't afford the £10 bag of
It was just whatever you could find in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Or the supermarket.
so it'd be luncheon meat, it'd be corned beef, sweet corn, loaves of bread, and then we'd have the smallest pack of boilies, didn't we? Like the 250 gram bag from Bait and
was
Tackle,
like
which was like £4 or whatever.
25, 30 boilies.
Yeah. Chop them up in half and use them as offerings, or put them on a bit of PVA string.
Well, you'd have one boilie on the hook.
Terrible bait. Rock hard.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't good bait,
No.
that's for sure.
But it didn't really matter because we didn't catch loads of fish, but maybe one or two, and that was enough.
Yeah, I mean, I know we joke about it's not about the catching, but it really wasn't.
No.
If you caught a fish, the day went from great to extraordinary.
Yeah.
It went like, oh wow, this is a day to remember. But we just, it was just an excuse to get out of the house and do something.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? We didn't spend a lot of time sitting indoors,
No.
did we? We got out and so that was that was our fishing life, wasn't it? Until our first trip to Cherpont.
Oh, Cherpont.
It was Cherpont,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Shout out to Cherpont. I think they still exist.
Do they?
Yeah.
Have a quick Google, Joe.
I'm going to have a quick look.
Just
Last time I
typing it
checked,
in.
they were still around.
My dad's shouting at at his phone at the minute, going, "Yes, of course," or "No, it isn't."
Yeah, it's still there.
Still going.
Still going. Yeah, Cherpont. That was...
That was so good.
That was... It was, weren't it? Magical.
Because we hadn't been fishing in France for 2-3 years at that point, because we went when we were 6. You'd have been 17 and I was 16. Because it wasn't the year we left school, it was the following year. For those that don't know, Joe was thought up until about last year
No, I
that
think...
I was older than him.
I think Cherpont we went to in... Wasn't the last year, because I was in a different school.
Yeah, it was the following year.
No, because we went there whilst at school.
No, we didn't.
I'm pretty sure we did, because your girlfriend at the time was, what's her name? Can't remember her name, but the ginger girl.
The ginger girl?
Yeah.
Who
And
are
you,
you
and,
talking-
and you bought her a gift on the boat to take back.
No, that was GTS.
Was that GTS?
That was GTS,
I thought it was Cherpont.
No, that was GTS, that. Yeah, that was GTS. Cherpont.
So,
I know the job I was doing for Cherpont.
Yeah.
I was working at the swimming pools doing I was a pool boy, people. and I was doing the swimming pools.
yeah.
That was the job, because I remember the holiday was 450 quid.
Yeah.
350, 450,
About
around
400
that mark.
quid, something like that, yeah.
And it was basically 3/4 of my month's wage that month.
Yeah.
So I had, I paid it the month before we went.
Yeah.
So I had 200 quid to get me through the month.
Yeah.
Which of course I spent in 15 seconds.
Spent it before we even got it.
Yeah, and then the following month was the money I had to go on holiday.
Yeah. So anyway, we're at Cherpont. So your dad books it, and we're all going, and it was
just give him money when he tells us to.
I must have been in Weston then. Yeah, your
Yeah,
dad
you
came and picked me up, didn't he? He
Because we
came and picked me
pick you
up.
we had
Yeah,
a great-
yeah, that was it.
That was a hell of a day. Come to pick you up, and bringing you back.
So yeah, Cherpont, and it was myself, you, your dad, Clive,
Clive
and
and
Alex. Was that our first encounter
Shout
of
out
Alex?
to Ginger Alex, because I know you listen, Alex. I saw your comment the other day.
And so
He
he.
doesn't drink Red Bull like he used to.
Oh, he drank a lot of Red Bull.
Oh dear.
So we get there, didn't we? So anyway, I'll get to your dad comes picks me up
Yep.
with you. We go back to your house. We're going the next day. Evening, wasn't it? We left in the evening, so we drove overnight on
Yes,
the coach.
that's it. Yeah, we got a coach, didn't we? So we'd go down to Folkestone
Yeah.
and get on a
Grab a Burger King,
grab a Burger King.
because it's the last thing you're going to eat for 12 hours.
Also, there's a Burger King story coming.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, got on a coach from a company called Cross Keys Coaches.
Yeah, they were called Cross Keys
Weren't they?
coaches. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get down there, get on the coach, and
Do you remember Eddie?
did they have a trailer? They didn't have a trailer.
No, they
did
didn't have a trailer. They used to load up the bottom and then fill up the cabin, didn't
Yeah.
they? And we used to sleep round the fishing gear.
So there'd be 10 or 12 of us on the
I seem to
coach
remember
40,
12.
and then but
But the coach was full
full of crap.
because it was full of fishing gear.
Yeah, and you take everything.
Well, you were limited to what you could take.
Yeah,
It was a bed chair, a bivvy, a tackle bag, a rod bag,
yeah,
and a bucket.
and then
But the tackle bags we took were the biggest bag. They were 120 litre plus bags.
yeah,
Weren't they?
two of them sewn together to make it look like one bag.
Ratchet strap that together.
And your dad just sneaking stuff in the back whilst he wasn't
Just
looking.
kept putting things
Yeah.
in.
Oh, there's some more
True,
bait.
like-
There's some more bait.
I took a car battery again.
Again.
He took a car battery too. But I remember this one. The car battery, was it the same as last time? It was hidden in the pellet bucket.
Or was it?
Yeah.
So get on the coach, don't we? And it's an overnight thing. We both had 2 seats each.
Yep.
So you're leaving at we're leaving at 8 o'clock or whatever.
8, 9 o'clock, something like that.
Get on the ferry. Not the ferry. It was a train, wasn't it? So get on the train over, and then just start driving. And we're 15, 16 years old, however old it is, and we're just excited and can't sleep a wink.
Honestly, I'm still on that coach.
Yeah.
I can remember every moment of it, and every time I went and woke up.
Just looking out the window. Nothing, because it's night time.
And it's France,
Yeah.
so it's just fields.
It's just fields. And then eventually the sun would rise. We'd have our first pit stop during the day, and you feel that warmth and getting excited. And then we carry on driving and driving and driving.
Just forever.
And driving. And it gets to like the last hour. You'd eventually fall asleep for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because you're just knackered. And then...
And then they wake you up and go, we're nearly there, boys.
And you see the lake. You see the mist rising.
I still remember the first time I saw the lake. And it was perfectly, the sun was golden.
Yeah.
The trees were bright green. The ground was green and brown.
Yeah.
And the lake was blue.
Blue.
And it was just...
It was blue.
You made it, boys. You made it.
And you just biggest lake we've ever fished.
Big lake.
30, 40 acres?
Something like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly, but it felt huge.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 30, 40 acres, no, but it felt huge. And it was just... Oh, it was so good.
So we get there, and we get off, and Mick and...
John.
Was it John?
Yeah.
So John was the big boy, weren't he?
John was a big lad. Mick was the skinny northerner.
But then
they're
John-
both northerners, but...
But then John lost weight, didn't he? In future
Well, yeah,
visits.
he was quite funny. He said, I thought it was time to lose some weight, and I had food poisoning, so it helped me a bit. And he really did lose some weight.
So, get welcomed, classic bit of northern hospitality.
Yeah.
We're getting off it, so we have to empty the coach because the guys on the lake now were leaving. They're going back on that coach, so you got to get it off, get it on,
so they can get on their way.
Did we have breakfast, or was it rolls?
Fairly sure they did breakfast on the first morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go through the rules, get you settled in. You had to draw for the swim.
Well, you could draw or just decide between you, couldn't you?
I think we drew on every time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh,
But we
okay.
somehow managed to...
Just end up where we wanted to be.
Well, the idea was that we always kind of wanted to be together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Not like fishing next to each other, but your dad and Clive would be
closer.
there. They'd get the best swim all the time.
My dad always bags it. Even when we want to fish here, my dad went, yeah, but I'm fishing there.
Yeah, but you can't.
Yeah.
Why don't you fish there?
Yeah, you go fish over there, I'm going to fish here. All right then.
So, yeah, you get that swim, you draw it, and then you go get your wheelbarrows, load up and walk down to your swim, don't you?
It weren't that good at Cherpont though, was it? They didn't have wheelbarrows. We had to carry everything.
They have barrows?
No, they didn't at Cherpont, no. Oh, no. Sorry, they did.
Yeah, GTS didn't.
No, GTS didn't, did it? But
Cherpont
Cherpont, they did have wheelbarrows.
Yeah, because we sat in them.
All week.
That
Because you didn't have chairs.
didn't have chairs.
So we sat in the
Well,
wheelbarrows.
yeah, got your bed chair out, or you
Yeah.
sat in the wheelbarrow. So you take your wheelbarrow down to the swim, you get to your swim, the sun is blazing, the crickets are chirping, it's that dry kind of holiday heat.
It was
And then
just
you're looking outside your lake, and
out
you're
of this
like,
world.
I'm here for a week. Oh, look at this. It's great.
Yeah.
And you get set up. You'd have a paddy about setting
Oh,
up.
I'd have had the hump somewhere. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, I'd have just got the hump
Yeah.
myself.
I hate my tent.
Yeah. I hate the rods. Why am I fishing? I'm
Yeah.
crap at this.
Yeah.
Why are my rods shit? No, none of this true, obviously.
And then you just get into it, don't you? Like first day. But we'd get really into it, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And when we were on holiday, we'd really try.
Yeah. Once we were there,
Yeah.
we would fish.
Because it's like, hang on. Well, A, we spent money.
Well, we felt like we did anyway.
B, there was actually the possibility of catching something above 30,
The
40
idea of-
pounds.
There was the opportunity of catching a 30. That was the thing, wasn't it? A
And
30 was...
those fish were in that lake.
They were there,
Yeah.
ready to be caught.
And I think maybe it had a 50. I think it went up to 50.
I think it might have done.
I don't think
it
it
was
had
just the
60s.
fact there could have been a 30.
We never fished a lake where there was...
Well, let's be honest, we'd never actually fished a lake where there probably was anything more than 20.
Yeah, so
Really.
the opportunity to have a 30, more than 30s, then it was like, wow. So
Yeah.
this is serious fishing. And this is...
When we say these numbers, we mean pound. The weight in pound.
And you couldn't catch 30s in England back then. Well, you could, but you had to... There's a select number of lakes, wasn't it?
You had to know people.
And to get on those lakes, it was either syndicate or long wait list or whatever it was. It's not like these days where nearly every lake in England's got a 30, which was written in France, or a 40, or a 50, or a 60, or more. We're not going into that. But it's, having the opportunity to catch some big fish in lovely surroundings. We just tried, so we bait up, we'd
actually spend money on bait.
spend money on bait. We'd put out bait up the swim. Is that the word? I can't remember.
Yeah,
That's what you do. You
bait
bait
up
up,
the swim,
don't you?
yeah.
You set your swims up. You bait it out. You get your throwing sticks, your catapults or whatever.
Yeah.
You're chucking it out there. You're casting it out,
Yeah.
and you're hitting your spots where you think you are. But
Well, you think we weren't as accurate back then, but we did go. That's where I want to fish.
we thought we were.
Yeah, we thought we were.
120 yards. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Easy. 120, 150 without even thinking about it.
Underarm flick to the horizon, not a problem.
It's there. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. And then he'd, just great times really. And then
We did that 3 years on the bounce.
we'd get set up, get baited up, first night dinner,
And then get the rods out.
and then get the rods out.
Get the rods out and sit there. And then we'd be sitting there. And this is what we used to sit there and we'd be into it. And we'd be watching the water. And then one of us would go, want a beer?
And then another, and then another,
And then another. And before you know it, you're walking down the track with one over your shoulder and one under your arm.
zigzagging down the track.
When I say one under, I mean a case.
A case under your arm,
Case of 24 under your arm.
case on top of it.
Case of 24 on your shoulder.
Not remembering that there's already a case in the swim.
Going, yeah, beer. We need more.
Bin bag full of snacks.
Every time.
And I don't know what we caught that week. I think maybe some 20s.
I don't even call anything.
I don't think we blanked. I think we both had a fish out.
Yeah, I had one at the beginning and one at the end.
Yeah.
And you had a couple in the middle, I think.
Something like that, wasn't it?
It was something like that.
And your dad did well.
I seem to remember him doing well.
Yeah, he did well. And so did Clive. Alex was either heavily medicated.
Yeah, heavily medicated.
with something that makes you quite sleepy, or the other way around, which makes you quite awake.
Yeah.
Red Bull.
So much Red Bull.
Red Bull and something else.
I do remember, I'm going to tell everyone, Alex, because again, I know you're listening. I do remember Alex wasn't very good at casting in those days.
Yeah.
So he used to get my dad to cast his rods
He
out
did,
for him,
didn't
he?
Can I have some help, Daddy?
And he was always there to help, wasn't he?
I remember the prank that was played on him, though. That was...
Right, well, that was the following year.
Yeah.
So, our mate, Ginger Alex, he mentioned to us, we were talking, just as blokes do, rabbiting away, and somebody mentioned snakes. I reckon Alex has already clicked off. Somebody mentioned snakes. And Alex went, oh, I don't like snakes. I think this was the first year he said this. Oh, I don't like snakes.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't like snakes? No, I've got phobia of snakes. Don't like them. And I think it left everybody's mind, apart from Clive's. Because the following year, Clive bought a rubber snake with him.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Clive, and I seem to remember him saying, yeah, but, you know, I don't really know what to do with it. And my dad caught wind of it, and he chucked it under a bucket.
Yeah.
In my dad's swim,
Yeah.
chucked it under a bucket, because we used to congregate around my dad, didn't we?
Yeah.
And one day, my dad was reeling a fish in, and so bearing in mind, he's got a fish on the rod.
Yeah.
And my dad goes, this is the time to play the prank.
Yeah.
So he said to Alex, can you grab that bucket?
Yeah.
And Alex is like, what bucket? What bucket? That bucket there. While my dad's reeling this fish in, he's pointing at this bucket. oh yeah, no problem. He grabs the bucket, right, and just runs out at my dad and hands him the bucket. And my dad, he didn't see the snake. So my dad's gone, oh yeah, just put it on the ground. And went, oh, what's that? At the top of his voice. Well, we didn't realise Alex had a phobia.
Yeah, wasn't I don't like snakes. It's I have a
He's a
mortal
pho-
fear of
well,
snakes.
Yeah, I've never seen a man so scared. I've never seen a man so scared. But I think the actual prank came later. Because the next day he woke up
Yeah.
and we'd all put our buckets out the front of his bivvy.
So he wakes up. When I say he wakes up, it's could have been 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, it could have, yeah, we don't know what time. It wasn't 6 a.m.
Yeah, he woke up. Was the point.
Yeah.
I can't remember what time it was.
Yeah,
It wasn't
he
the
woke
morning.
up. He'd had a kip.
And yeah, there must have been 15
Everybody
buckets,
on the lake got involved.
which were upturned
Yeah.
and outside of his
Yeah.
tent, and he just had a fit.
He just, yeah, really, we're really sorry, Alex.
He knows there's a snake,
Yeah.
albeit a rubber snake,
Yeah.
under one of these buckets.
He really didn't have a good time. We thought it was fucking hilarious, but oh, poor Alex, he didn't like it.
And yeah,
Sorry,
he's probably got a
Alex.
fear of buckets now as well.
Probably got a fear- yeah.
Upended buckets
Yeah,
and
we
rubber
turned that
snakes.
fear of snakes into a fear of buckets.
Was that the year Sam came along as well? And he was just walking around in his dressing gown all the time.
Yeah, I think that was year 3.
Yeah, like had all his home comforts with him, didn't he?
Sam turned up to this fishing lake and just walked around in a dressing gown all week.
And it's dressing gown, smokers jackets,
Yeah,
his
he
pipe
was
and
just
slippers,
dressing gown and flip flops all week.
42-inch screen in his.
He didn't get dressed at all.
Yeah,
all
that's-
week.
that would have been the last one that we did, wouldn't
Yeah.
we? And I did another trip with these
You met some blokes, didn't you?
some blokes. I did a couple of fishing trips with these guys, but
Yeah,
we'll save that for another episode.
another time. And that was, we caught some good fish. One year we caught some. I seem to remember one year we got into the 30s.
Biggest I ever caught there was a 25, and that was that £25 common.
Oh, was it?
And that was the one where I jokingly said to you, "Oh, I'm just gonna pop to the toilet or whatever. Keep an eye on my rods."
Oh yeah, because we blank. That was when we were on the other side of the
Yeah.
lake. Yeah, and you got halfway round to the toilet. It's like a 15-minute walk.
Yeah,
You got halfway to the toilet and your rod went off, and I'm sitting and I just struck into it.
yeah,
I just shouted across the lake, "Joe, your rod's gone."
yeah,
And just thought not reeling this fish in.
yeah.
I just did not reel this fish in. I just kept the line tight. I'm like, this fish should be on the bank by now, taking
Yeah.
pictures of back in, but this has got to go to Joe.
So I'm running back as fast as I can. I grabbed the rod off you.
God.
Probably knocked all the other rods off
Oh,
as well.
everything went, yeah, carnage. There was tangles and everything.
And then, yeah, spent some time fighting it. It wasn't that long because it was already tied just from being
Just
on the
sitting
line.
at the end of a hook.
And yeah, reel it in. £25 common, beautiful fish, absolutely
Lovely.
beautiful, really good looking common. That fully scaled and everything. And yeah, that was. I think that was the biggest one I got out of Cherpont.
Was it?
Yeah, I might have had a 28 at another trip, but I think in terms of the times that we went there, I think it was about £25.
There was the last year that we went was with my brother came with.
Yeah,
So it was me and you, my dad and Clive, Alex and Sam. So there was 6 of us. And at the time, Sam was 14, 15, something like that, because my dad paid for him. And I remember Sam ended up kipping in with Alex in his bivvy
right.
because Sam kept freaking himself out about ghosts. And we were between me, my dad, and Joe, and I think Clive was there. We were chatting about this, about how Sam's winding himself up, and then my dad, who I think he just decided he was going to wind Joe up, just out of the blue. Just Joe's turn.
Yeah.
He went, well, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it though, but I did see a fog go from the entranceway into your bivvy, Joe, and it was just like, oh yeah, that's what he needs. That's what he needs, is for you to freak him out.
Yeah.
You didn't sleep for the rest of the week.
Yeah. That's your dad, though, isn't it? If he's
Yeah.
not fishing, he's winding everybody up.
Everyone. And we will get him on one day.
One day.
One day.
But no, really good lake. I really enjoyed it there, and
Yeah.
I think I'd like to do that kind of fishing again. Like maybe even go back to Cherpont because like everything was taken care of.
What's nice is it's a package. It's a package holiday. It's like half-board, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just turn up where you get picked up with your gear, with what they tell you can bring. You load it on the coach, and then you get on the coach and fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then you get there, you unload, you take your gear to the swim, and then you do fishing.
Yeah.
And then somebody tells you, be here at 5 o'clock, it's dinner time. Be here at 9 o'clock, it's breakfast time.
Do you want lunch today? Yeah. I'll bring it around at 12.
Yeah, that's all. And you don't have to do anything. All you got to do is pay the man the money.
Yeah. And I think I'd like to do that again because in more recent years, we've had unfettered access to France. And I'm not saying it's spoilt it or anything.
It's not ruined it. It's just been something different.
It's been different, and it'd just be nice to do that again because that was just good fun.
Just fun that you just didn't have to think.
Yeah, and it's just
thinking.
It's all done for you. I mean, I could do with not going on a coach for 12 hours, but
yeah, but your choices are drive for 12 hours or get on a coach for 12 hours, and
they're both sucking and they're both good in their own different ways.
Exactly. Yeah. It's they all have their own things.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to do that again one
Yeah.
day, which we will. We will.
We will.
We've got other things on at the minute, but we will definitely do it one day.
We will. And with that, we'll leave it there.
Thank you.
Same time next time.
No, like, subscribe, and share.
Yes.
And click the notification bell.
Yes.
This is what you got to do.
Alex,
I think
subscribe.
Alex, subscribe. Yes, you, Alex.
And get a couple of your friends
Get
on
some
as
of your
well.
mates to, and Dad, make sure you've subscribed.
Yeah.
Sam better be subscribed, otherwise I'm going to punch him.
Yeah.
Who else?
Rachel.
Rachel should be subscribed. There's no way she shouldn't be listening to this. Yeah, all of you subscribe. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Where the bad pianos start to show, keys all out of tune, just watch 'em go. Welcome to Adam and Joe Talk.